So a trigger warning, as this video will have a scene in it that may cause you to be disturbed. So you've been warned. So what you just witnessed was a tragedy. It was a Muslim bus driver who decided that when he saw Christians walking down this street, praising Jesus during Easter, that he was just going to run straight through them. Tragically, 5 people were murdered and several people were injured. This is a repeat of something that happened in and around the Christmas time frame. This happened in one of the northern states of Nigeria. It starts with a G, and I don't want to mispronounce it. But in this northern state of Nigeria, and the overwhelming majority of northern Nigeria is Muslim and most Sunni Muslim, you have a battle between them and Christians. Now, although many Christians will come out and yell that this is Christian persecution as prescribed in the Bible, we can also look at southern Nigeria and see Muslim persecution, the burning of mosques, the rioting and killing of Muslims. And the reason why this is so distinct is because northern Nigerians is Muslim for the most part, and southern Nigeria is Christian. But the real thing is that this is the state of religion. I can neither side for Christian nor Muslim. I side with humanity. And when I took a deep dive into this entire situation, then what you will find is that the cause of these people killing each other is the belief in a religion that is not indigenous to either. The belief in a religion that was forced upon both parties. You see, if you do a history research, or you do some research on the history of religion in Nigeria, one of the things that you will find is that in and around the 11th century, you had the introduction of Islam in northern Nigeria. These happened over a space of time of about 400 years with the Songhai, the Bonshu, the Mali Empire. You just had many incursions of conquering nations coming into northern Nigeria. At one point, this area was part of Cameroon, but certain parts of it was part of Cameroon. But you had this Islamic conquering of northern Nigeria. So there were people, the ancestors of the northern Nigerians, were forced into Islam. Oh, sure, later you're going to talk about it, and you can see how the religion spread because mosque was built in cities like Oyo, and the mosque was for traveling Muslims, and then, it grew. But political pressure, economic pressure, once you've conquered an area, people gravitate towards what's going to give them the better quality of life, of food, clothing, shelter, and money, not so much a belief in a God. So during this time frame, you had Islam conquering the ancestors of the people in northern Nigeria. They didn't choose it. And then in around about the 15th century through the 17th century, all the way up until the 19th century, you had Nigeria becoming first Portuguese colony, but it wasn't successful, followed by the British colonization of Nigeria. Now, when the Portuguese came in, they brought Catholicism. When the British came in, they brought Protestantism. We all know that colonization doesn't happen through niceties, through fairness of dealings. That the colonization of Africa and many other places that the European countries went to, it was taken by force. It was taking slaves. It was taking resources. And of course, the great scramble for Africa occurred. So you had Germans and Brits and Portuguese all fighting and trying to bid for this land that was already occupied by other people. So the Yoruba tribes, the Igbo, and all these other tribes within southern Nigeria, they were forced into Christianity. And a divide was created. And this forcing of Christianity and divide that was created was happening all the way up until the 1920s. You had the Fulani Wars still happening in the 20th century. I mean, no, that was in the 18th century. Sorry. That was in the 19th century. In 1804, the Fulani War still happening, where an Islamic incursion came in. In the 1900s, you still had 1900s, and you still had people fighting for their religious right of freedom, religious freedom, religious freedom of religion. Yet, once Nigeria became a state of freedom of religion, the North decided that they wanted to enact in many counties and cities enact Sharia law. So blasphemy is punishable by death. So walking around talking about Jesus is punishable by death. Leaving the religion is punishable by death. In the South, you had college students who were Christians who provoked the Muslims into starting a fight. And they had pre-planned the retaliation of burning down their mosque and killing dozens of people. This is conniving in both ways. Yet none of these people have the sensibility to realize, and listen to me, my Nigerian TikTokers. These people came in, stole your land, stole your heritage, stole your roots, stole the gods of your ancestors, told them that they was worshiping the devil, and told them that their ancestral connections were demonic. And here you are today, believing stronger in these two religions, and the people who actually gave you the religion, forced the religion on you. You are an independent nation now, but you are so dimmed in what greatness that you could have because you're too busy fighting over whose heaven is the right heaven and who's going to hell. You allow corruption in your government, in your township. You allow the non-unification of what is one of the most populous countries in the world, which could be one of the most powerful economic countries in the world. But you're fighting over an invisible sky daddy that none of you can prove, instead of focusing on economic development, focusing on educational development, focusing on the STEMs, your science, your technology, your engineering, your mathematics, instead of focusing on those things that would make your country one of the more powerful economic countries in the world, and you would be able to facilitate one of the more powerful militaries in the world. You're focusing on a religion that is not indigenous to your land and to your people. The real violence is happening in the mind of every Nigerian who follows either one of these religions. I don't care for any religion, but I would rather you go back to your ancestral religions than follow a religion that was forced and beaten, imperialized on your ancestors. And based on my research, my ancestors, it's sad. Warring tragedies are horrible, but this one is just too tragic that it's all over the belief of a religion that was forced on you. So y'all try to have a great day, and always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself, but your greatness is non-negotiable.